In the scorched heart of the New Mexico Badlands, where the sun bled crimson into the jagged red rock canyons and the wind carried the ghosts of forgotten raids, a single moment shattered the fragile veil between worlds. Picture it, the year 1872, the air thick with the scent of creosote and dust devils dancing like vengeful spirits. A young shepherd girl named Elena, barely 19, daughter of Spanish settlers who clung to their flock like the last thread of their fading heritage, wandered far from the barbed wire dreams of safety. Her skin kissed by the relentless sun, her dark hair woven with wildflowers, she sought solace in a hidden oasis, a crystal pool carved by ancient floods, surrounded by towering boulders that whispered secrets to the stars. She slipped into the water, her simple cotton dress pooling on the rocks like a discarded skin, her body bare and unashamed under the golden hour's embrace, steam rising from the warm spring as if the earth itself exhaled desire. But in that sacred vulnerability, fate turned cruel. From the shadows of the canyon rim, eyes like polished obsidian pierced the steam. Cale, the Apache warrior, silent as death, scouting for water on his paint stallion. He, the last of the ghost raiders, haunted by the massacre at his village, where bluecoat soldiers left rivers of blood and the cries of children echoing in his dreams. He saw her, every curve, every tremble of her form illuminated by the dying light, and in that instant, the desert held its breath. Elena's scream shattered the silence, echoing off the rocks like a thunderclap, her arms crossing her chest in futile modesty as she scrambled for cover. Cale's horse reared, his feathered lance glinting, but he did not flee. No, he dismounted, his moccasins silent on the stone, his face painted with the black streaks of morning war. She faced him, water dripping from her olive skin, eyes blazing with a fire born of desperation and ancient custom. "You've seen me undressed," she cried, her voice a whip-crack in the stillness. "Now you must marry me." The words hung heavy, a curse and a command, rooted in the old ways of her people, honor bound by sight, purity claimed by witness. Cale froze, his warrior's heart pounding like war drums, for in Apache lore, such a vision was omen or trap, a spirit test from Uzun the life-giver. But Elena, fierce as the coyote bitch protecting her young, stepped forward, her nakedness now armor, demanding what the gods and men alike could not deny. This was no idle threat. In the dusty villages of the frontier, such scandals birthed vendettas, shotgun weddings, or graves unmarked. The Apache, cursed wanderer, turned his horse and vanished into the twilight, but the seed was planted, a bond forged in forbidden gaze, destined to bloom in blood and passion. The days that followed were a slow burn of torment, the desert amplifying every whisper of rumor like a howling gale. Elena returned to her family's adobe hut, the flock bleating accusations, her father's calloused hands gripping his rifle as she confessed the violation. Old Miguel, weathered by years of sheep trails and Comanche raids, roared like a wounded bear, his mustache twitching with rage. "An Apache dog saw you bear. We'll hunt him down, string him from the nearest mesquite." But Elena's eyes held a storm of their own, her cheeks flushed not with shame but with the electric memory of those piercing eyes. She had seen in Cale not the savage of saloon tales, but a man carved from the same unforgiving land, muscles corded like twisted roots, scars mapping battles lost and won, a loincloth and bandolier his only garb under the relentless sky. Night after night, she dreamed of him, the steam rising between them, his silence speaking volumes of restrained hunger. Meanwhile, Cale rode through the canyons, his band of ghost raiders, 5 hardened survivors, faces blackened with ash, mocking his hesitation. "The white sheep girl bewitches you, brother," taunted his cousin Tano, feathers rattling in the wind. "Her flesh calls like the siren's song, but touch it, and the pale faces bring fire." Cale's mind warred, Apache code forbade union with outsiders, yet the vision haunted him, her form etched in his soul like petroglyphs on cave walls. He was no stranger to blood oaths, having slit throats under moonless skies to avenge his sister's rape by soldiers, but this was different, a pull deeper than vengeance, a mystery wrapped in desire. Tension coiled as settlers' posses scoured the trails, rifles cocked for red-skinned scalps, rumors spreading like wildfire, the shepherd slut ensnared an Apache brave, shaming both bloodlines. Elena's mother, Rosa, wept rosaries, begging saints for mercy, but the girl polished her father's old revolver, whispering to the mirror, "He will come, or I will find him." The desert, impartial judge, brewed a storm, dark clouds swallowing the sun, lightning forking like angry gods, rain lashing the earth into mud rivers. In that fury, paths converged again. Kale, seeking shelter in a slot canyon, found Elena there, soaked and defiant, her dress clinging like a second skin, flock huddled nearby. "You fled like a jackrabbit," she spat, rain mingling with tears. "But honor binds you now. Marry me, or my father's bullet finds your heart." Kale's hand hovered near his knife, rain tracing the war paint down his chest, but her eyes, defiant, vulnerable, mirrored his own loneliness. "Your ways are chains, girl," he growled, voice like gravel. "Mine are wind. Why chain me to your white man's god?" Yet as thunder crashed, he stepped closer, the steam of their breaths mingling, the first touch, a hand on her rain-slick arm, igniting the spark that would consume them both. The storm raged on, but in its heart, a forbidden pact was sealed, mystery deepening as unseen eyes watched from the cliffs, the rival rancher, jealous suitor Tomas, plotting in shadows. As the rain subsided, leaving the arroyos swollen and treacherous, Elena and Kale's secret meetings wove a tapestry of stolen moments amid the red rock labyrinths. By day, she tended sheep, her simple life a facade of normalcy, but by dusk, she slipped away to the hidden groves where Palo Verde bloomed yellow against the stone. Kale taught her the Apache tongue, words like shida for brother, laika for enemy, his fingers tracing symbols in the sand, visions of eagle hunts and star maps. She shared tales of her Andalusian ancestors, flamenco rhythms in her hips as she danced barefoot under the moon, her laughter echoing like wind chimes. Passion ignited in those shadows, their bodies entwined with the urgency of outlaws, his calloused hands exploring the curves he first glimpsed, her nails raking his back like desert thorns. But darkness lurked. Kale's visions returned, nightmares of his village burning, his lover Najoni gutted by bayonets, her blood mixing with the Rio Grande. "You are ghost to me," he murmured one night, sweat slicked atop her. "A dream that will kill us." Elena clung tighter, whispering, "Then die in my arms, warrior." Tension escalated as rumors festered in the settlement of Socorro Flats. Tomas, the brutish rancher with gold in his veins from California strikes, had long coveted Elena, his proposals rejected with scorn. Now, spies reported her midnight wanderings, and he rallied a posse, drunken cowboys, bounty hunters with Apache scalps dangling from saddles. "That red devil defiled our own," Tomas bellowed in the saloon, slamming whiskey glasses. "We'll string them both up." Miguel, Elena's father, torn between honor and fear, confronted her with shotgun in hand. "Lie to me, Nina, if it's true, I'll bleed him myself." Tears streaming, she confessed fragments, igniting fury. Posses thundered through canyons, bullets ricocheting off boulders, forcing Kale's raiders into skirmishes, raids on supply wagons, arrows felling horses. Kale spared no mercy, his knife flashing in moonlight raids, leaving throats slit and warnings carved in Spanish, "Ella es mía." Mystery deepened when Elena discovered a scar on Kale's chest, a bluecoat brand, marking him not just warrior, but escaped prisoner, wanted for the massacre of a cavalry patrol. "You are killer," she gasped, tracing it in their lover's nest. "And you are thief of my soul," he replied, pulling her close. But the noose tightened, Tano warned of betrayal within the band, a young brave lusting for Elena. Storms of emotion brewed, jealousy, doubt, the inexorable pull of blood feuds. One fateful dusk, as Elena bathed again in their sacred pool, steam rising like offerings, Tomas' posse ambushed. Gunfire erupted, sheep scattering like souls from purgatory. Kale burst from the rocks, lance impaling one attacker, bullets grazing his thigh. Elena grabbed her revolver, firing true, dropping Tomas' right-hand man. Blood mixed with pool water, turning it to rust. They fled on his stallion, her arms around his waist, the desert a blur of pursuit. Hours turned to days of evasion, hiding in Anasazi ruins, sharing meager pemmican and stolen kisses. But revelation loomed, a twist that would shatter illusions. Deep in the Chiricahua Mountains, where eagles screamed prophecies and caves held the bones of ancients, Kale and Elena sought refuge in a hidden pueblo, walls etched with kiva murals of thunderbirds and serpents. Here, the mystery of their union unraveled like a frayed lasso. Kale revealed his true name, Kale of the Nedni Band, brother to the legendary Victorio, scourge of the territory. But the shock came when an old Apache medicine woman, eyes milky with visions, hobbled forth. "The girl is no stranger," she croaked, gripping Elena's arm. "She carries the blood of the mountain spirits, her mother, Rosa, stolen as a child from our village, raised by Spaniards, but Apache-born." Elena reeled, memories flashing, her mother's odd chants, aversion to pork, dreams of red rock cradles. The shepherd custom she invoked. Not Spanish, but Apache taboo, witnessing nakedness bound souls for life, a sacred vow. Kale's vision was no accident, Yuzin guided him to reclaim his own. Rage and ecstasy warred within her, Tomas' posse closed in, guided by the traitorous young brave who coveted her body. Battle erupted at dawn, raiders versus settlers, arrows whistling, 6 guns blazing. Kale, wounded from earlier graze, fought like a demon, scalping 2 before a bullet tore his shoulder. Elena, embracing her heritage, wielded knife and gun, her cries in Apache sending foes fleeing. Tomas cornered them in the kiva, revolver cocked. "Filthy squaw lover," he snarled at Kale. Elena stepped forward, naked blade in hand, dress torn to rags. "You've seen nothing compared to what burns in me." She lunged, but Kale's arrow felled Tomas first, the rancher gurgling blood. Victorio arrived with reinforcements, scattering the posse. In the aftermath, amid pyres of the dead, Elena and Kale knelt before the medicine woman. No priest, no padre, just blood oath, mingled wounds, shared smoke, vows under starlit sky. "You saw me undressed," Elena whispered, fully bare now in ritual, body painted with white clay symbols. "Now we are one, forever." Passion consumed them there, on sacred ground, the desert witnessing their union, fierce, primal, eternal. Yet resolution brought no peace, only deeper shadows. Word spread, the ghost raider wed a half-breed shepherdess, birthing a new legend. They vanished into the mountains, raiding for justice, Elena riding beside Kale, rifle across saddle, flock traded for war pony. Years blurred, children born with her eyes, his strength, skirmishes with soldiers, truces broken. In quiet nights, by campfires crackling with pinyon, they pondered the moral, fate's cruel jest, binding enemies in love's forge, proving honor not in customs, but in the heart's unyielding fire. Whispers endure in Socorro saloons, did they perish in Geronimo's war, or roam as immortals? The desert keeps secrets, but one truth echoes, in the Wild West's merciless crucible, a stolen glance birthed an empire of passion, reminding us, some sights demand not death, but destiny. Emotion stirs, lingering like smoke. What would you do, if eyes met yours in the steam of fate?